marry.
Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem HaKadosh. All praises to who the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem in the name of Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful lake preaching his word in truth and sincerity. My brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona, Campbell Will with another video to edify. And I want to apologize real quick. I'm out of town, so it's been a little tough to be able to fully be able to concentrate. So I'm going to make sure Lord will pick up this stuff, get into these prophecies as always. But what you're about to watch is a snippet from the dude who is going to be the new border czar, the man that's going to be in charge of Border Patrol, right? The national security, who is Tom Homan, right? And this speaks to what Jake is going to have to deal with in entirety, right? Right now, it's the so-called, Latinos, but pretty soon it's going to be all 12 tribes, because you got to remember the scriptures tell you that the Lord was going to set up enmity between the woman's seed and the serpent, and that stuff is starting to be pushed out hardcore. Right now, they label the so-called Latinos as a national threat, but wait till they label all 12 tribes as a national threat. So let's get into this.
To fail the American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan, please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get me go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one witness, one member.
Zero tolerance was interpreted.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent.
Any that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their...
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from
Homan,
his
with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is it worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
My favorite part. Of course there is. Families can be deported together. You better start packing now.
Hold on a second. The man is a man's man.
This Jake, you don't know that this nigga gonna be against you too.
Separating families?
My favorite part.
He gonna be against you. He said we could deport the families together, and they don't give a fuck about you tribes, man. They really don't give a fuck about you tribes, and they're about to show it. And a lot of you niggas have sat here and sold out. A lot of you fucking have a lot of special Jake in the world, man. They fucking believe that this devil is gonna be for their benefit. Somehow his policies out of the blue is gonna fucking positively affect your life, when the entire time of this devil having a rulership and a power over you, he never gave you one thing that you can fully get a benefit from. That they do diversity hires, they put in the law for affirmative action, but at the same time of those diversity hires, they basically figuratively landlocked you into a role within that company that didn't allow you to fucking grow just so they could meet the quota. Right? Then the schools that you were able to go to, right? The amount of debt they gave you. They gave you no coaching on things that would actually make you money when you got out of school. Like, these devils did nothing to help you. And even in this time, Jake is really thinking that it's going to be for your benefit. But really, the Lord is going to show you how he never intended for the so-called white man who was Esau Edom in the scriptures to be for your betterment, man. He wasn't made for that. He was made to be strictly for your judgment, your punishment. Because Jake is disobedient to the Lord in every single way, man. This is Deuteronomy 28:50. It says, start at 49. It says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, right? From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle, flieth. What is the national bird for the Roman Empire and the American Empire? The eagle. Right? A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Because when Esau really began to take hold of this earth and run through, right, wherever the tribes were, they were speaking a tongue that you had never heard. You didn't know it. They weren't speaking Hebrew like you knew. They weren't speaking the Assyrian script. They were speaking an entire different thing. Right? It says, verse 50, it says, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. He don't care about deporting children away from their parents. He doesn't care about deporting a parent away from the children. He just wants to get them out of there. And he told you, what should they do about families? Is he okay with them being separated? He said, hey, just as much as they're separated with it, the American families are separated from their kids when they break laws, same thing for them. He don't care. Right? He don't care. It's wicked as hell to split up a family. And these devils are ready to do it. They don't care no more. What they see is their kingdom and their rulership falling. So they're going to address that by what? Coming down on you tribes. They're going to address it by coming down on the tribes, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2. Going into the mind of the wicked, Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. They don't care about your age. They don't care how old you are, how young you are. They will sit here and put out the full state of the law. Remember, the scriptures talk about it had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon. That draconian law is that speaking as a dragon. Right? That strict law. And that dude promotes that mind of strict law. Let me get something. The Athenian law, Draco was a lawgiver in ancient Rome. An Athenian lawgiver. Right? And this dude got that same pompous, grave ass stare, man. He looked like him, man. This dude just looked like an older version of this guy. And he coming in that same spirit. Whenever there's a need, he's gonna sit here and put down a hammer. They're not gonna care, man. This is Solomon 2:10. It says, let us oppress the poor and righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. They're going to use the entire extent of this American law to put Jake in just the fucking purest of hells. Right? Just a constant state of worry and need and fear. Amos 1 and 11, it says, therefore, it says, the Salakia says, thus say Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. Right? They were always finding a way to sit here and justify killing you, breaking up your families, destroying whatever wealth, whatever, anything you built up. They always did it. And it's nothing new today. So the fact that you got the so-called, the fact that you have the so-called Latino tribes or the Northern Kingdom really thinking that Esau was going to be for his tribe. A lot of them niggas that voted for Esau, right? It don't matter who you voted for. If you were voting for these candidates, you were wrong if you're an Israelite. But a lot of you Israelites that did vote for him, the Lord is going to bring in them soldiers right to your doorstep. And you're going to have to deal with it. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and they cast off all pity. His anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever and ever. You see? This is how grave he's about to be. He's going to keep that wrath forever. Right? Verse, it says, but I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the places of Bozrah. See, the Lord has a judgment for this pompous behavior. Lamentations 4. Lamentation 4 and 18, it says, I'm sorry, 17. As for us, our eyes do fail. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we watched for a nation that could not save us. And this is how Jacob's been. Voting on these candidates, continually talking about it, fucking making these videos like they're going to sit here and somehow benefit in a system that was never created for you to benefit. When they're talking about deportation, they're talking about sitting here and what are going to be the positive effects of these mass deportations. It's not for you, Jake's benefit. It's for the elite Edomite of this world. It's for them. Remember, the scripture tell you we wait for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. We're not looking into this place as the end all be all. That's not what you should do. Make your bread if you can. Take care of your household the best you can. But at the end of the day, our mindset are on things above, like it says in the scriptures. We're supposed to search out and seek for the things that are above. And that doesn't come through fucking sitting here expecting this world to do something good for you. We get everything we get from the Heavenly Father. Right? This is Ezekiel 16 and 36. It says, thus say Yahweh power, because thy filthiness was poured out, and thy nakedness discovered through thy whoredoms with thy lovers. You see, Jake, they cleave on to these other nations so much, it's just, they make them their God. It's the same as idol worship with them, right? It says, and with all the idols of thine abominations, and by the blood of thy children, which thou didst give unto them, right? And Jake does all the rituals that this place props up. They even reaffirm the depraved mindset that a woman can become a man can become a woman, right? They promote disorder and strife within the household. That's not of a godly nature, right? You going in a way that the Lord didn't command, showing who your allegiance is to. It says, behold, therefore I will gather all thy lovers, with whom thou hast taken pleasure, and all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast hated, even I. It says, Salakia, I will even gather them round about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness unto them, and they shall see all thy nakedness, and I will judge thee as a woman that bringeth wedlock and shed blood are judged, and I will give thee blood in fury and jealousy. See, so when this devil really starts, when he comes in his full position, Lord will, this dude really comes into his position.
Mary,
Time of the gentleman.
When he does come into his position, he is going to do it in perfection. He is going to come down with that rod. He's going to come down with judgment, and he ain't going to be for you tries, man. So if you're not doing what the Lord said now, you're through. Shalom.